So I'm going to get everyone to mute their cameras if that's okay. If you want to reach out, shoot me a message rather than making a noise. But we'll start with everybody standing up. If we can, if you've got some space, awesome.
So we'll turn the cameras on.
You can keep the cameras on if you like. It's up to you. You can turn them on off if you like as well. It's just recording the screen. So yeah. So standing up, we're just going to start with some neck and some shoulder mobility here. So making nice big circles with our shoulders all around. We're going to go for 10 each side. So not using your arms, just squeezing those shoulder blades together as you come back and forwards. 10 nice big circles each way. Don't forget about your breathing. With our breathing, in all of these sort of exercises, you generally want to breathe out for longer than you breathe in. So breathing in for say 3 seconds, breathe out for 4, whatever feels comfortable.
Okay. Actually, I'm trying to. You keep doing what you're doing.
Perfect. And turn the other way. Should feel a nice stretching through just between the shoulder blades here. Perfect. So we'll move on from here to a bit of a neck circle as well. So nice big circles with your neck. I want you to pull it back as far as you can get, all the way around to the side, through the front and through the back. Now you might feel some little clicks and pops here, and that's completely normal unless it's painful. It should feel nice and relaxing. So for these ones, we'll go for about 6 each way. Unless you feel dizzy and you can alternate between them. Perfect. All right, so we'll move on to a more dynamic stretch here. We're going to call it a roll down. There's a couple of variations I'll run through. First one, just standing up. We'll tuck our chins in towards our chest, and I want you to roll down your spine like every vertebrae is separating. You're going to bend like you're going to touch your toes. But instead of bending like this, where your hamstrings will get to stretch, I want you to just bend from your spine there. So tuck that tummy in a little bit. Then you're going to roll down, slide your hands down your legs until you get to a point of discomfort, and then rolling back. If this one's a bit painful for you, you can do the same thing using a wall. So just leaning onto it, tucking the chin into the chest, and you want to roll every single vertebrae off that wall in isolation. And then coming back up. Focus on your breathing with these ones as well. Try and do a breath in on the way down, and out on the way back. So we'll go for 5 more of these roll downs. Making sure we tuck our chin in as we go. We might get a little bit dizzy. Awesome. Okay, moving on, we've got a couple of variations for this one too. I want a bit of a hip flexor stretch through the front of our hips here. So the easier version that's a bit nicer on your knees is standing up, one leg forwards and one leg back. I want you to press your hip that's backwards into the hip that's, well, into the knee that's forward. So sort of bending your front knee, keeping the back one straight, stretching a bit through here. The alternation to this one is coming down onto that knee if it's comfortable enough to be in the bend. And we're going to press our hips forwards. Holding this one for about 5 seconds in the front. Coming back to center. And going again. You're going to go for about 5 of these on each side. And then alternating. If we'd like to progress this movement a little bit, you can have your hands out in front of you, just like this. And as you come into that leaning forwards, your arms can come up ahead, similar to like a yo-yo warrior pose. So from here, straight up ahead. Take a few breaths in this position if you like. And back to center. Beautiful. I love giving that one to people. So we'll move our exercises on to a nice little basic one where we're just going to do a breathing exercise. If you've got a pillow for your head, you can grab it just under your head, but lying onto your back. And we want one hand above the belly button, one hand below the belly button. Give everyone a couple of seconds to get in position here. So it looks very basic, but we're really working on using these lower ribs to feel our rib expansion. So nice deep breath in. You're going to feel your lower and your upper abdomen start to open up. And breathing out. There should be equal pressure between both hands here. So nice deep breath in. And breath out. We'll do a few more of these breaths here. Take these ones at your own time. Beautiful. Now we'll change these to make them a little bit harder. I want you to breathe in for a total of 3 seconds. Hold it there for just a second or so and breathe out for 3 seconds. So in. We'll hold it and out. Always keeping that tension between bottom and top hand. We'll go for a few in this position here. So in for 3. Hold it and out for 3. All right, we'll progress it for a couple more seconds here. We'll go for 5 seconds breathing in, 5 seconds breathing out. The more you do it, the easier this one gets. 5 seconds breathing out might be a bit challenging, but something we can all work on. We'll go again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Hope we're feeling a little bit more relaxed after that one. Before everyone gets off the floor, I'll get everybody lying onto their sides. You can keep that pillow for your head. We'll move on to what we call a bull here. So arms straight out in front of you, hips on top of each other, knees on top of each other, and same with your feet. From here, we're going to open our chests up, stretch out all the way to the other side, and then back to the center. Really important with this one that your hips don't roll back, because you'll just roll into your back. Try and keep them nice and straight on top of each other. Go for 5 nice big book openers on each side here. Should feel a bit of a stretch through the front of the shoulder here. And if you don't want to roll into the other side, you can just flip yourself to the other side of the camera so you can watch your space off. Same thing, hips on top of each other, knees on top, feet on top, and opening that upper chest. Hopefully you don't have a wall behind you like I do and you don't hit yourself. Remembering you're breathing with these ones, you want to breathe in on the way over and out on the way back. If anyone wants to do these ones at home, a variation you can do is a big chalk circle with your hand. So still keeping both out in front of you. You can come up and around, over your head and back through. Nice. Imagine you're drawing a big circle with your hands and back to the center. From here, still staying onto your back, we'll move on to a glute stretch. So one foot on top of your opposite knee. Grab onto this back leg here, and you want to pull the leg in towards your chest. You should start to feel a little bit pinchy and stretchy through the side with the bent knee. And we'll hold it here for a few seconds on each side. Nice deep breathing while you're doing it. You'll feel you can get into that stretch a little bit more the longer you hold it. If you would like to progress this one while you're lying here, you can straighten out the opposite leg up into the air, and bring it back down for a bit of a hamstring stretch at the same time. These ones are really good if you've been sitting at that desk all day. Nice to get your body moving. And we'll swap over the sides. So bending your knee, grabbing onto the back of the opposite leg, pulling in towards your chest as far as it's comfortable. Holding that stretch, you can extend the free leg if you like, or you can hold it in this position. Moving on from this one here, get everyone onto their hands and knees if that works. If your wrists are a little bit sore, you can come onto your fists instead, or you can grab a chair for support, just having your elbows onto that one. From here, we'll do some cat-cows. So if we can think about the position of a cat when it gets a bit scared, its spine wants to come up towards the roof. And a cow sort of sags a little bit lower down. So you want to be imagining this belly button here. You're going to press the belly button up towards the roof as the shoulders lift a little as well. And then back down. Breathing's really nice to do with these ones as well. Breathing in through that nose on the way up. And out on the way down. We'll go for 10 of these ones. Making sure when we come into this cow position that your back's not overarching and causing pain, just working in the areas that are comfortable for you. If we've finished our 10, we'll move on to one I like to call the happy dog. So feet together, knees are just a little bit further apart, but still staying in your hands and knees. From here, we'll rotate our hips side to side, like the dog's wagging its tail. Should feel like a bit of a stretch through the front of those hips and a bit through the back as well. You can turn this one into a bit of a stretch back and forwards as well. Rotating either side with your hips, then pressing back down towards your feet. Just go for 5 more each side, whichever one feels more comfortable for you. And then moving our knees back in towards the center, just above your hips. Another one here on our hands and knees is called a thread the needle. If you can imagine, this part of your body here is the eye of the needle, and your hand's going to do the thread. You want to thread the hand through underneath, get that nice twist through your thoracic spine or that middle back, and then back up and twisting up the opposite side. So coming under, you want to breathe out, and coming up and over, nice deep breath. Really nice ringer with that stiff middle back. Go for 5 of these ones on each side. If you've got a foam roller lying around, you can put it underneath the hand here to just help you get a little bit further through that stretch. And another one staying in the same position here. Stretch one leg out to the side. Hoping you've got a nice non-slippery area here so you don't stretch too far. You can rock back and forwards through your hips here. So the position is one leg out to the side, back and forwards. Try and go for about 10 of these little rocks on each side. Don't push them too far, whatever feels comfortable for your body. And switching sides, opposite leg out to the side, pressing back into that leg. This one feels a little bit tight for me, so I'm only going to go back about halfway. Okay, while we're still on the floor here, get everybody to have a seat, straighten out one leg and bend the other knee in as far as is comfortable. If it doesn't quite make it there, it's okay to be out front. From here, elbow on the same side of the leg that's sticking out. Try and bring it as close to that knee as you can. If you can, straighten out that hand towards the foot, and we'll reach up towards the sky, or even bending over towards the same side. And then back to the middle. You can just stay in this position here if you like. You should feel a bit of stretch all through the side here. The more you bend forwards into it, the more you should get through these lats. Depends where you feel like you need the stretch more. Okay, for 4 more of these on this side. If the knee doesn't want to straighten out here as well, you can just bend it towards the opposite, or 2 triangles with your knees here. Same sort of bend. Or you can do it seated on a chair. And go to the opposite sides. Elbow in and bending over. And 4 more here. Perfect. Moving on, we just want to get that middle back moving a little bit more. You can either have your legs in a cross-leg position or into this triangle that we were doing before. But from here, grab your opposite hand onto the opposite knee. This other hand can be on the floor, and you want to rotate your body away. And then back to the center. Just away, you can put a bit of pressure through this hand here. Just away, and into the center. This one can be pretty strong, so take it wherever you need. And 1 more, and we'll alternate to the other side. Perfect. So 1 more little one that we can finish off with here. Just move into a child's pose position. So back on your hands and knees. We're just going to bend back, sitting on top of those feet if you can get to that stretch, and reaching those arms out as far forward as you can. Holding this one for a few breaths. In through that nose for 3. And out through the mouth for 3. Perfect. Coming back out of that position. We can go in and out as many times as we feel. And our very last exercise of the day, we'll go feet together. Let your knees just rest out to the sides here. And you want to bend your body in. As far as it's comfortable, it should be a bit of a stretch on the inside of these hips here. Try not to let your butt lift off the floor. If you want to, you can add a little bit of overpressure to those knees to try and get them further to the floor, but only if it feels comfortable for you. And then we'll finish off standing up again. Hands by your sides here. Take a nice deep breath and bring them up towards the top of your head so your hands touch together. Breathing in and breathing out as the arms come back down to the sides. So just go for 3 of these ones. Perfect. Well, I hope we all feel a little bit more stretched, a bit released before we go back to work or caring for our kids. Thanks for everyone joining in. It was nice to see you all. If you have any questions, shoot us an email. If you want the recording, shoot us an email. Yeah, it's nice to see everybody.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you. No worries.
Thank you.
Thanks, Katie.
No worries.